The Wrestle Ramble is proudly partnered with Dubby Energy. Dubby is a fast-growing energy formula designed to give you laser focus without the jitters or crash. Whether you're a gamer, content creator, or just in need of an energy boost, Dubby has you covered. Visit dubby.gg and use code WrestleRamble to save 10% off your order at checkout. A special thank you again to Dubby Energy for partnering with us here at the Wrestle Ramble.
But we are not done yet because it gets crazier from here. He goes underneath the ring, and what does he pull out? A barbed, wired, covered fucking chair. Ah! Yeah! Ooh-wee, that's my jam. That's my jam right there. Love that as that intro music. Hello and welcome to the Wrestle Ramble, the podcast that not only discusses WCW in the year 2000, but we're switching it up today because, man, oh man, we are talking about the Fed. We are talking about WWE's Elimination Chamber pay-per-view that was last night. Bro, let me tell you, they cooked with this one. This was a fantastic PLE, fantastic show. It was really just one match where I was like, it was okay, not the greatest, but it wasn't bad or anything. Everything else, fantastic. Absolutely loved it. And we're going to get right into it. We're not going to waste any time. We're going to jump right into it. But actually, skirt, before we jump into it, I do want to make mention of one specific thing. So the other day, I was actually just going through my stats on the Spotify for Podcasters app, just going through some of my numbers, I like to keep up with them every now and again, keep track of them. Just to see how the show's doing every once in a while. But the other day, I went into the stats and I saw that we actually have a couple of new listens. And first and foremost, I want to say thank you all so much for listening to the episodes that I've put out so far. We're going to keep the ball rolling. We got a lot of topics to cover, a lot of good wrestling to dive into. Okay, so thank you all for everything that I've put out so far. But man, yeah, I was just going through my stats and I saw that we had some new listens in the Ukraine, in Russia, and in South Africa, on top of the listens that we already have here in the U.S., in Canada, and in New Zealand. So thank you all so much for listening to the show wherever you are, however you listen to it. I greatly appreciate you. That really does help the show. And it warms my soul to see people enjoying the content that I put out, not only here in the U.S., but wherever you are. Like I say, regardless of whether you're in Canada, New Zealand, South Africa, wherever. Thank you all so much for listening to the Wrestle Ramble. And we have a lot more to come. We have a lot more goodies to come. And one other thing real quick I want to make a mention of. So if you're wondering why I didn't have an episode come out for February, well, funny story. And by funny, I mean I actually probably cried inside a little bit. I actually had an episode recorded. It was for WCW Nitro, March 13th, 2000. I recorded that about a week and a half ago, probably about a week or so by now. by the time this recording comes out. I had my audio recorded, and I had been recording for a little bit, and so I decided to take a break. And that day that I recorded it, excuse me, I don't you think I'm going through a second puberty or something. The day that I recorded that audio, took a break, didn't really work on anything else for the rest of the day. Didn't work on anything else. Eventually, I went back to it about a day or two later. I don't exactly remember. Time is kind of fuzzy. I eventually went back to it, and I noticed that my computer screen was just blue. You know, I thought that I had just turned my computer off and then forgot to turn my monitor off. But no, to no avail. What happened was, and got to love Windows for this. And I don't know if I've ever mentioned it before, but the way that I do recording and editing for the show, and not only the show, but just for my content in general, I'll go back and forth between editing and recording on my desktop, which is a Windows 10 computer, and my Steam Deck. Well, I recorded the audio for this on my Windows machine, and well, that's where I went wrong. Because see, I recorded it, and when I came back to it a couple of days later, it was Patch Tuesday. And so my computer decided it wanted to just say fuck all that and forcefully update. Well, whenever it updated, I did not have my audio file saved, and so whenever I went back to see if I could recover that file, because Audacity, which is the program that I use to record my audio, Audacity has a crash feature, pretty much. And so if something happens, you can boot back into the program, and depending on where the last snapshot was saved, you can get your project back. Well, for this one, Audacity did not save a snapshot, apparently. And so an hour and 15 minutes worth of a recording was just lost. And so I am going to go back and re-record that for Nitro. But Elimination Chamber just slapped so hard that I had to get this episode recorded. I absolutely had to talk about this. This was just a fantastic pay-per-view. And as I said, I am going to go back and talk about Nitro. We are going to go back to regularly talking about Nitro, because I know the January's episode was me talking about my journey in professional wrestling so far, just like with being a cameraman for DCW. And now with this episode, we're talking about Elimination Chamber. So we will be getting back to your regularly scheduled programming with WCW, because I do want to finish 2000 out as quickly as I can and wrap up season 1, and then take a little bit of a break, just for a little bit, and then come back for season 2 and have a whole new era, a whole new company to sit down and dive into. At least that's the way that I would like things to go. But we're not gonna regularly do WWE stuff. Well, depending on how this goes, and depending on how WrestleMania goes, I might incorporate some WWE PLEs every now and again. Just maybe try and do WCW at the start of the month, and then later on in the month, whenever the WWE shows are, maybe do a bonus episode covering those and talking about those shows. And we're we're still figuring out. I'm still seeing exactly how I want to do it, but it really all just depends on how this recording goes. And I know it's a little bit of a longer intro, but there was just some things that I wanted to touch base on, especially having a new listener base in the Ukraine, Russia, and South Africa. As I mentioned before, thank you all so much. God, that means so much, and I greatly appreciate everything that everyone that has listened to these episodes has done so far. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you to all of the new listeners. We have got some things rolling. We will be getting back to our regularly scheduled programming with that good old WCW wrestling here soon. But before we can get to that, ladies and gentlemen, it's time. We are going to jump into this. No more time is being wasted. So ladies and gents, with that being said, grab those cold ones and pop one open, because Sundays are for the boys. And with that being said, let's jump into WWE's Elimination Chamber from March 1st, 2025. All right, so we're rocking and rolling right into the main show with this one. I'll assume that if you're listening to this, you've been watching WWE for a hot minute, and so you're relatively up to date with all of the storylines that's happening. So we're in Toronto for this one. We're at the Rogers Center, I believe it was called. It was the Sky Dome, I think it was, whenever I was growing up. And so really cool to be back here for this show. And I think they said that this was the arena where a WrestleMania took place. I don't remember if it was WrestleMania 6 or WrestleMania 18. It was one of those. Might have been in the same building, actually, I'm pretty sure. But we're here in Toronto. Love coming to Toronto. It's always a fun time seeing how the Canadian crowd reacts to WWE. They booed the U.S. national anthem. That was pretty funny. And then the Canadian national anthem got a pop, which that was that was really cool. That was really funny. So we kick off the show with the Women's Elimination Chamber match. Let me start off right out of the gate and say, for the vast majority of this show, no spoilies, no spoilies. So you won't have to worry about me spoiling anything like that as far as match results really are concerned. There were two specific moments that I kind of have to spoil just a little bit. But it's just because they were just so huge and fantastically done. And the magnification of this show, God, it's so much bigger whenever I talk about this. And so I kind of have to include this. But for the most part, no spoilies. You don't have to be concerned about it. Just in case you haven't seen the show yet and you're waiting to actually go ahead and watch it, or you had whatever's going on, I'll try to avoid spoilers as best as I can. But as I said, there are two specific moments that I kind of have to talk about it because they were just so big. And one of those moments actually started off the show. So all of the women make their way down to the ring. Bell rings, and so we're about to go through the feeling out process. You know, we're underway for the women's chamber match. And then next thing you know, I should also mention, I forgot to mention, sorry. Liv Morgan and Naomi started the Elimination Chamber for us. So they're about to start. And then all you hear, a storm is coming. Jade Cargill returns at the Elimination Chamber. She returns in the all black. She looks like she has been fucking living in the gym, looking just like a beefcake. Comes out here making her way down to the ring. Liv Morgan, you can see the color just drain from her face. And you can see her mouthing the words, "It wasn't me, it wasn't me." And then Jade Cargill, making her way to the ring, gets into the chamber. Liv blocks herself like she's protecting herself. And Jade redirects and whoops Naomi's ass. Like, I'm really underselling it here. Like, Jade beat the brakes off of Naomi to the point where she couldn't even compete in the chamber match. She had to be stretchered out. And Bianca is just forced to sit in the chamber pod. You know, she's in there. She's losing her mind. She's just distraught as all hell. And she can't do a damn thing about it. So officials come in. They're trying to break everything up. They're trying to hold Jade back. Naomi is trying to pull herself out of the chamber, literally just trying to military crawl out of the chamber door. Jade says, "Not on my watch. Not today, not today, not today." Jade breaks free of the officials, of the security, the referees, of whoever. She breaks free, goes over to where the door is, and then slams the door on Naomi, who's in between the door and the wall of the chamber itself. Woo! Jade took no prisoners. Like, she had every intention on getting her pound of flesh whenever she walked into the chamber, and boy, did she get her some. Now, I don't know if we're actually saying that it was Naomi, because I kind of had a suspicion whenever all of this started that it might have been Naomi. So I don't know if we're saying that it actually was Naomi that attacked Jade, or if we're just saying that Jade believes that it was Naomi that attacked her, and she was upset because Naomi took her spot with Bianca as a tag team champion. I don't know. We'll see. We will see. We'll see what happens this Friday night on SmackDown whenever we get to that. But, whoo, man, she whooped that ass. And everything was masterfully done with this. They put Naomi on the stretcher after Jade left. By the time all that was said and done, and if you hear any noise in the background, that's just my dog scratching. Sorry, you might hear his collar. Man, when all that was said and done, by the time all of that wrapped up, the time had expired, and so it was time for the next combatant to come into the ring, and it was Bianca. And oh my gosh, you could feel for her. Like, Bianca's performance in this was fantastic. Like, she gets into the match and she immediately goes over to the door. She doesn't know what to believe. Her partner might be a turncoat. Her old partner just beat the brakes off of her. She's now got to focus and redirect her attention towards potentially becoming the main event for WrestleMania as far as the Women's World Championship match is concerned with Rhea Ripley. Man, everyone did great here. This chamber match was fantastic. This chamber show was fantastic overall, and I don't think I can stress that enough, because the Elimination Chambers from like my teenage years were not great at all. You know, you might have had some good matches here and there, but for the most part, the overall show was, it's the show before WrestleMania. Nothing too crazy. You could miss it if you really wanted to. Do not miss this. Do not miss this. Please do not miss this. If you have the ability, please watch this show. This was fantastic. Okay, so from here, everybody gradually comes into the match. Roxanne Perez goes for a double springboard moonsault and eats fucking knees to the face from Bayley. Like, oh my God, that was gnarly. Bianca whipped the fuck out of Liv Morgan with her hair on top of the pod. Oh my God, like, that whip from Bianca, that was remorseless. You could see the welt. You could see Liv bleeding from where Bianca whipped her so hard with her hair. And that actually reminded me from a couple of years ago, I think it might have been at WrestleMania, whenever Sasha Banks and Bianca faced each other. I think that might have been WrestleMania. I don't know. Time's an illusion. Yeah, very, very reminiscent of that spot, but oh my goodness. Like, actually, no, I don't think that was at WrestleMania. I think that might have been in an Elimination Chamber match too. Yeah, Bianca with her hair in the chamber goes crazy. Like, she whipped her like she owed her money, bro. Oh my God. Crossbody off the pod takes out everybody as well. That was cool. That was really cool. We get a Tower of Doom spot. That's always great to see. They show the replay a couple of times. Like, you can really tell Bianca whipped the fuck out of Liv Morgan. Like, woo, god damn. This was a really clean spot right here. Liv Morgan went for Oblivion on Bianca Belair, and she ate a super kick from Roxanne Perez, who was waiting on the outside. That was mean as fuck. This was also clean as hell. So Bianca has Alexa in the KOD position. So Bianca goes to turn Alexa over with the KOD, and Liv Morgan is right there. And so Alexa literally ends up on the shoulders of Liv Morgan, but she's able to turn her momentum, and she actually takes down Liv Morgan with a head scissor, which was so clean. Like, the women were cooking in this match. They did their damn thing. All right. Liv bounces Bianca back and forth between the ropes and the chamber from her hair, like literally just grabs a handful of hair and then just fucking ping pongs her in between, back and forth from the chamber wall and the ropes. That was gnarly. Bianca, though, returns the favor in kindly. She swings Liv back and forth in between the cage and a chamber pod, and then power bombs her ass. That was absolutely a receipt, and you can't convince me otherwise. The ending sequence for this match was good as hell, man. This was a great way to start off the show, and I'm really happy with the winner of the match. Everything for this chamber match was fantastic, and at the end, we were treated to a little extra additional tidbit there at the end. Rhea Ripley and Io Shirai actually came out. They came out and there was a 3-way standoff. So tomorrow night on Monday Night Raw, we're going to have Rhea Ripley versus Io Shirai for the Women's World Championship. on Monday Night Raw, and the winner of that match will go on to face the winner of the Elimination Chamber at WrestleMania. So that's going to be a good match, and I'm definitely interested to see who's going to win the Women's World Championship tomorrow night on Raw. I want to say that that it's going to be Rhea Ripley. It might be Rhea Ripley, but hey, WWE's been doing some real good stuff here recently. I don't know, and especially with what happened on this show, man, whoo, they've been pulling some from out of left fielders here recently. This show, like I mentioned, Royal Rumble had some good stuff on it. Johnny Gargano turning heel and joining Tommaso Ciampa not too long ago. That was really unexpected. Man, yeah, they've been cooking. WWE has been doing some real good stuff, and I'm real glad that they're back in a position where they're having some quality ass content coming out, man. But yeah, they had a 3-way stare off at the end there, and that I'm really going to be interested and really going to be tuning into that Women's World Championship match on Monday Night Raw tomorrow. So we will see what happens with that. 2K25 looks dope as fuck, man. I want to play that so bad. And coming from me, you know, I grew up in a time where the 2K games weren't really necessarily the greatest thing. It was essentially like any other sports game. For the most part, it'd be the same thing every year. A few minor additions here and there, but for the most part, you were just getting the same thing, just a reskin with just a few additional superstars and like some upgraded video graphics, but for the most part, that's really all you were getting. And now seeing all of the new features that will be in 2K25, seeing how dope the graphics look, and I'm hoping I'll be able to play it on my Steam Deck. Man, whew, I might have to pick up 2K25. That game looks clean, man. I'm telling you, I might have to get that. I might actually have to do like a universe mode or something, because every now and again I'll think about NXT, which, if you didn't know, my journey with content creativity started on YouTube with a NXT universe mode back in 2018, and I did that for a good while, and just every now and again I'll think about it, and I'll just think, man, I miss NXT. Like a part of me really misses doing NXT, and I might bring it back at some point, but I don't know. We'll see. That's definitely going to be further down the line, just because I'm doing a bunch of other stuff right now. But I think at some point I might want to revisit NXT. I don't know that I would necessarily pick up from where I left off, but I definitely want to go back and revisit it and maybe do like an updated version. Who knows? We get an advert for Evolve. That looks pretty cool. It was pretty cool to see Jackson Drake on there. I wouldn't really call us friends, but I know Jackson from seeing him at some of the wrestling shows that I've worked. Pretty chill dude. You know, he's pretty cool. I'm glad that he's getting the opportunity to work under the Evolve banner. Yeah, I'm really glad to see a couple of the people that I've done some work with at some of these independent shows getting the big opportunity, you know, getting these chances on the big stage, or getting the opportunity to prove that they belong on the big stage, because I also saw Lucky Ali finally make his debut for NXT. I think it was Vengeance Day, maybe, not too long ago. The last PLE that NXT did, I'm not sure what it was. I don't really watch NXT like that. Not for any specific reason, just because really the only ones that I'm watching right now are Raw and SmackDown from WWE, at least as far as that's concerned. But yeah, Jay Malachi or Javon Evans now in WWE, Jackson Drake, Lucky Ali. I'm really glad to see them getting the opportunity to prove that they belong in the WWE, and so great seeing all those guys making moves and making strides. Everything looks good with Evolve. I hope that goes on to be a really good proving ground kind of show. That's you know who knows. I might end up there one day, but that's good that they have something like that, and they have all of those different stages that you can get to in WWE, and so you can slowly but surely make your way up the ladder. And I'm glad they're doing something with the Evolve banner, because I know they bought that banner, that company, a while ago, a couple of years ago, in fact, and they've just been sitting on it ever since. I know they had kind of like an Evolve NXT Wombo combo happen a couple of years ago, but that was just a one-time thing. So I'm glad they're finally doing something with that, and we'll see what happens, and we'll see where it goes from there. But from there, we head back out to the arena, and Nav, I don't know what that is, but that individual is in the crowd. Next up, we get a highlight of Trish Stratus's retirement match from Unforgiven. Fun fact, I actually had that pay-per-view on DVD. Unforgiven 2006. I still remember the main event of that match. John Cena versus Edge for the WWE Championship. And Edge with the rated R belt and coming out with the blue gear. Like that's one of my favorite attires for Edge, and just the ending of that match was dope as hell. John Cena giving an FU or an AA, sorry, to Edge off of the top of a ladder through two tables. Fire ass ending, man. That was dope as hell. I actually have to see if I can find that DVD again. That shit might have been lost to the annals of time. I don't know where that is. But coming up next, we have Tiffy and Trishy, as they are apparently called, facing Nia Jax and Candice LeRae. It's a blonde overload in this match. A lot of blonde happening, but this match, this was the match that I mentioned before. It was kind of, but even with this one, it wasn't bad. They still had a really, really fun match, really good match, but it just wasn't as big, as good as the other ones. Not really sure how to describe this, but of all the matches on this, it was definitely one of the weaker matches. But it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. Let me just make that very much clear. Nia Jax and Candice are making their way out to the ring, and Nia apparently told Michael Cole he looks like shit on the pre-show. Wow. Presented by Prime. Just in case you didn't fucking know. That new flavor that they have for Prime is actually pretty good, though. Future Rama, or whatever the fuck it's called. I don't know. Future bullshit. Future Phase. I don't know what the fuck that thing's called. I tried it the other day, and I didn't even know that it was a new flavor, but it wasn't bad. It was alright. Trish is coming out next, and let me tell you, Trish is still fine. Nia licked Pat McAfee's cup off camera. What a menace. They say on commentary that Trish's kids are watching live. Cool. There's a "if CENA loses, we riot" sign. And I love that the signs have come back. And I also love that WWE have made it a point to make a whole segment dedicated to pointing out the different signs in the crowd. Love that so much. Please continue to bring your signs to the shows. And even the independent shows, bring out your signs. I love seeing signs. That was one of my favorite things about watching wrestling, specifically older wrestling from like the 90s and the early 2000s. You would see all of the signs, and you'd see like the little flash bulbs from the cameras going off. That to me is WWF in the early 2000s and in the late 90s. Just, man, that adds to the presentation so much. And I love so much that the signs are back. So yes, please continue to bring all of your signs to the shows. Everyone loves them. I love them. We get a fun fact in this match. Trish has never lost a tag match in Canada. I can't talk. Trish has never lost a tag team match in Canada in her career. I did not know that. So, fun fact. Yeah, fun fact. You ain't shit without me. Nia Jax. Actual words spoken in this match, by the way. So Trish goes for Stratisfaction, and Nia says, "Nah, you good," and counters her. Nia does a quick USA chant, and Pat says that's the best thing NIA has done all day. Pat on commentary is top tier. Pat and Michael Cole together, they are probably one of my favorite modern day commentary duos. And Wade Barrett was also on commentary. I forgot to mention that at the top of the episode. Our commentary team for tonight is Michael Cole, Wade Barrett, and Pat McAfee. They just had a blast this whole night. Wade, he can be hit and miss here and there, but Michael Cole and Pat McAfee, they are absolutely gold as a commentary team, and I love hearing them every single night on Monday Night Raw. It's just fantastic seeing Pat yeet with Jay whenever he comes out. They do be yeeting, let me tell you. And seeing Michael Cole just having the time of his life ever since Vince left the company. I love it. I absolutely love it. They're doing some great stuff right now. Nia rubs them cheeks in the face of Trish in the corner, and I don't know what you have to say to get that done to you, but okay. Tiffy hits a spine buster on Nia. Okay, Tiffy Boo Boo, I see you. Tiffy Boo Boo suplexes Nia. She was just showing out in this match, man. Like, she was going crazy. Trish hits a Stratisfaction. So easy for me. Stratisfaction. So easy for me to say. She hits a super Stratisfaction off the top rope on Nia Jax. Candice LeRae tries to break up the pin by going for a lion salt, but to no avail because Trish Stratus saw it coming, and she moved out of the way, and so Candice LeRae actually landed on Nia Jax. That was pretty funny, honestly. this match was pretty good. This match overall was pretty good. As I said, I'm not going to go into the ending of the matches or who won them, just because I want to avoid spoilers. Just in the event, if you're listening to this and you haven't watched the show yet and you do want to go back and watch, I don't want to spoil that for you. So overall, this match was pretty good. It was pretty good. Next up, we get a commercial for LFG, and that looks pretty interesting. I actually would like to watch that, but I don't have A&E. That fucking sucks. Travis Scott is here. This was so random. Just here is Travis Scott and other celebrities that I don't know. Presented by Fire Noodles and Walmart that will make your ass feel like it's ablaze. Also Fortnite. Next up, we see a shot of Cody Raheem Rhodes backstage, and he's contemplating his decision. We're then treated to a Rock video package, which, if we're being truthful, if we're being honest, The Rock is low-key goals. Like, the sheer amount of stuff that they talk about in this package, just like the stuff that he's done, the stuff that he is doing, you know, everything like the Zoa, the Terramana, Papa Tui, all of the movies and the box office, wrestling, the UFC, the UFL. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. It's legit crazy. Like, he legitimately has his hand in a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And, like, for real, The Rock is low-key goals. The mindset of this man and just the way that he has everything working out right now, goals. Actual fucking goals. It's crazy. Next up, tonight's attendance is 38,000 here tonight at the Rogers Center for the Elimination Chamber. Big attendance number here. And I think that WWE, just in general, the last year and a half probably, whether it's their PLEs or just their normal weekly shows, they've been having some huge ass draws, man. Like, it is crazy. Next up is the unsanctioned match between Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. And I do like that the referee is just in a black tee and that they actually took off the turnbuckle pads that had the WWE logo on, and it was just a black turnbuckle padding. Nice touches like those are always appreciated. Michael Cole actually mentioned a supervillain death match that happened a couple years ago between El Generico and Kevin Steen. So much with WWE has changed from when I was watching it a couple years ago and from when I grew up with it. Like, Vince McMahon's WWE is a drastically different interpretation of the WWE that's on TV right now. Like, WWE with Vince McMahon was sports entertainment. These are sports entertainers. No other company exists outside of WWE. Only this matters. And now with Triple H and The Rock and this version of the Fed, you know, they're working with TNA. We're mentioning other companies on live TV. We've mentioned New Japan before. We've mentioned TNA. We've mentioned the NWA. We're mentioning older matches and previously used names for these people, name dropping them on live TV, and it is so refreshing, and it is so fun, and it is so wonderful to see and to hear all of this. Please, yes, the fact that they acknowledge stuff that happens outside of the company, it is so important, and it adds to it. It really adds to the weight and the storylines, because you know that these people, they've known each other not only here in WWE, but they've known each other for years outside of the WWE. They have these relationships built up, and it adds to the storylines, and it adds to the drama, and that's exactly what it's done so far with the Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens rivalry, and the Kevin Owens specifically, because I love the fact that Kevin Owens has started using the package pile driver once again, because it was outlawed pretty much in WWE for the longest time. KO came to the WWE, started using the pop-up powerbomb as his finishing move, and within the last couple years has adopted the stunner. Always hated that fucking move for him. Whenever I would do universe mode, I always set the package pile driver to Kevin Owens as his finishing move. And so I'm glad that we're back to acknowledging the prior history and acknowledging the things that occur outside of WWE, because as I said, it is so important, because it adds to the storyline, and it adds to the realness and the validity with these storylines. And I am so glad that they have started to incorporate that more into their storylines and a little bit more into their regular programming. Man, this match, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, this was the match to watch on this show. This ruled all of the ass, okay? Let me tell you. All right, the time for talking has passed now. It's time to kick some ass. Actual words, Pat McAfee. Let's roll into this, baby. I like how they kept the lights lowered for this match. Just a dope-ass touch, okay? I cannot believe that I have been watching this feud for 10 years. And for the wrestling fans that have been watching this feud prior to the Fed, when they were on their Generico Steen shit, I can't imagine how y'all feel. I've been watching this for 10 years, and I was like, oh my God, I can hear my back crack. Like, golly. Has it really been 10 years? God damn. I remember going back and watching whenever KO debuted at NXT TakeOver R Evolution, and Sami Zayn won the NXT Championship from Pac. Man, it was shocking then when KO turned on him. And just to see the fact that this rivalry has gone on 10 years from that point to now. 11 later this year, whenever it hits the official date. Holy crap, man. My God, I've been watching wrestling my entire fucking life. Jesus Christ. KO takes some aggression out on Sammy with a chair. There were some spots in this match. Golly, we're gonna get to them, but man, KO takes some aggression out on Sammy. The chair, KO goes to hit Sammy once again, and the chair bounced off the ropes and hit KO in the face. Sammy returns his aggression in kindly and takes it out on KO with a hockey stick. More hockey sticks in pro wrestling, please. Hockey stick to the midsection, and then in the mouth of Sami Zayn. And KO also nibbles on him. Or if you ask Tama Tonga, yeah. We head to the crowd next. I'm so sorry. We head to the crowd next, and it's at this moment that I realize I should probably be watching this and taking notes how they record their matches. Because I'm once again working as a cameraman on the 8th of this month. DCW presents Road to Redemption in Raleigh, North Carolina. So come on out. We'd love to have you. Fun-filled wrestling for the whole family. Going to be a great show. It's going to be at our training center over in Raleigh. March 8th, as I said, DCW presents Road to Redemption. We would love to have you. Yeah, I realized I should have been taking notes and realizing exactly the angles and the position that they use. And that's really something that I'm still struggling with. Because I've been watching wrestling as a fan for years. And now it's like, oh, hey, watch it as a fan, but also study and take notes. And I just have to remind myself to do that because it's 20 plus years of watching it as a fan, man. 20 plus years. Next, Sammy hits KO with a trash can, and Pat is priceless on commentary. Please keep him on at all costs. So Sami Zayn hits Kevin Owens with a trash can, and Pat says, Sammy just hit Kevin Owens with Dominic Mysterio. I'm just saying, Pat is probably one of my favorite modern commentators. Like, this man is hilarious. Michael Cole chimes in. He's like, yeah, Kevin has been pretty grouchy lately. And then Wade comes in. He's like, that is absolutely horrendous. But that is the funniest thing I've heard all night. This commentary team is just goated. Wade, Michael, and Pat, they're just gold, man. They were hilarious for this show. They made this pay-per-view so much better. A version of a blue thunder bomb through a table that's set up with concessions, not once, but fuck it, we ball twice. Sami Zayn literally dropped KO on his shit twice through these tables. This match has been so fun so far. But that only goes for a second because we make our way back to the ring, or at least the ringside area, and KO smashes Sami Zayn with a ring bell, and then he grabs Bad News Barrett's monitor, and then he smashes that on his head too. Kevin Owens goes up to the top rope, and then Sami comes up to join him. KO tries for a Fisherman's Buster off, but Sami is able to fight him off. Only for a second, though, because KO slips between the legs and then just fucking pushes Sami head over heels, literally to the outside through these two tables that was set up. Holy shit. I completely forgot about these tables. It was just so unexpected. Like, God. 2 tables set up on the outside right there in between the ring post and the barricade over there where the commentary table is. That little area right over there where they have that little podium where they put the championship belts, which I also like that they've started doing that too. Makes the championship feel a lot more important and more prestigious. I would love whenever New Japan, when they would do that. I'm not sure if they still do that, though. I haven't watched New Japan in about 2 years or so. KO drops Sami Zayn on his fucking head on a chair with a modded brain buster. Gnarly. Couple of Kawada kicks from Kevin Owens, and that really just... honestly, it looks like it just pisses off Sami Zayn. Pop-up powerbomb avoided by Sami Zayn into a half-and-half suplex, followed by another half-and-half suplex through a chair! Through the chair that was set up! Oh my God! This was epic. From here, KO is in the corner. Sami Zayn comes rushing in, and it looks like he's going for a Yakuza kick. Yes, I still call it a Yakuza kick. I hate the name Helluva kick. It's stupid. I will only refer to it as the Yakuza kick. I will make that point every episode if I have to. So Sami Zayn comes rushing in for the Yakuza kick. Kevin Owens pulls the referee into the oncoming path, and he eats the fucking boot of Sami Zayn. Holy shit, he kicked his fucking teeth into the front row. Like, golly. From there, stunner to Sami. Charles Robinson gets in, but he takes too long, at least as far as Kevin Owens is concerned. Lariato! From Kevin Owens to Charles Robinson, he fucking took that personally. KO gets another table. Another referee is here. Sami Zayn is also holding his neck and shaking his hands and his arms, trying to get the feeling back in. KO throws a chair in his face. Fuck you. Sami is laid out on the table, and there's a chair that's laid across his chest, and so obviously KO has evil intentions. But Sami Zayn might have been playing possum, but he's only playing possum for a second. Sami then gets up off the table and throws the chair back into his face. Fuck you too, says Sami. Slaps him. And then goes up to the high rent district with him. But we all know that this is a mistake because KO is unsuplexable. And where do you think we go from here? Yeah, I'll give you a guess. It's all the way down. Fisherman's Buster through the table from Kevin Owens, and it's not enough. We got more. No, we don't stop here, folks. We don't stop here. KO has him in the corner, and he says, it's all your fault. This is all your fault. He runs to the opposite corner. Sami follows in kind. He follows behind him. Yakuza kick. And it only gets a 2 count. The boys are going crazy. But we are not done yet because it gets crazier from here. Sami Zayn exits the ring. He goes outside. He goes underneath the ring. And what does he pull out? A barbed wired covered fucking chair. Ah! Yeah! Let's fucking go. This is what I'm talking about right here. We get ECW chants. Sami Zayn pulls the chair out. He gets into the ring. Kick to the midsection. Chair to the back of Kevin Owens. Not once. Not twice. But not only does he get the face of, does he get his face in the barbed wire chair? Drop toe hold by Sami Zayn into the barbed wire covered chair. Blue Thunder Bomb through the set up barbed wired covered chair that's laid across 2 chairs as if it were a table. This match fucking rules. If for nothing else, watch this pay-per-view because of this match. This ruled all of the ass, let me tell you. Pop-up powerbomb to Sami Zayn, who was looking for another kick. KO puts the chair around Sami Zayn's neck. They're on the outside of the ring at this point. He puts the chair around his neck, and he sends him into the ring post. Not once, but twice. Kevin Owens, then, he's not done. He's not done. He has a vendetta. He has he has an agenda. Kevin Owens came here for not 1 pound of flesh, but for 2, 3, count them, higher and higher. Kevin Owens came here to end Sami Zayn's fucking career. Kevin Owens from there decides, I'm not done. I'm not done by a long shot. He then power bombs Sami Zayn onto the apron. At this point, Petey Williams, Kenny Dykstra, Jason Jordan, and Sugar Shane Helms are all out here trying to persuade. They're trying to prevent Kevin Owens from doing any further damage. And Kevin Owens tries to powerbomb him. He tries to powerbomb him again. He tries to powerbomb Sami Zayn once again, but Sami, he's still got a little bit of fight. He's still got a little bit of energy, a little bit of fighting spirit, and he's able to fight it off for just a second. But it's only a second, because KO says, you're gonna take this fucking powerbomb. He gets his ass up and drives him into the apron again. KO got that ass. From there, he rolls him into the ring, and we get a 3 count. Holy crap. We are not done. We are not done. I need some water. I am getting parched. We are not done, ladies and gents, because the EMTs are here to attend to Sami Zayn. KO is being led out by the security, but you know KO. You know the type of person that Kevin Owens is. You know that this is far from over, and I love how we have just this storyline with KO. It has been just seamless. It's been seamless. It started with KO and the whole Roman thing, you know, with KO and Cody Rhodes and Kevin being upset with Cody Rhodes teaming with Roman at Bad Blood, and then the attack by KO at Bad Blood afterwards, leading into their match, and even before then, you know, their match that they had at Bash in Berlin, with KO not really wanting to pull the trigger and attack Cody Rhodes' knee. So I love how it's pretty much just been seamless, and we went from that to Bad Blood to then the angle with Kev and Cody and the match they had at Saturday night's main event back in December. Kev bringing back the package pile driver, the Royal Rumble match between the two, and now transitioning from that into the match with Sami Zayn. It has been flawlessly done, and I have enjoyed everything that has been going on with the Kevin Owens storyline. But KO's not done. He's not done. He takes out the security guard. You know, they're a bunch of jabrones. And then he heads back to the ring, and he rips the padding up. Well, not the ring proper, you know, just the ringside area. He rips the padding up, exposing the floor underneath. And he looks like he wants to package pile drive Sami Zayn onto the exposed floor. But what happens? I hear voices in my head. Randy Orton is back! Yeah! Motherfucker came out here looking like a beefcake. Like, god damn. Randy Orton is back. They throw fisticuffs into the ring. RKO. You know how this shit goes. Randy Orton gets a chair, and he looks down at KO. And he looks like he's deciding, like, how do I want to punish this motherfucker? Or if you ask J-Rock, motherfucker, how am I going to punish this motherfucker? He tried to take me out. He tried to end my career, tried to paralyze me. And Randy's taking his time, you know. not rushing into it, savoring the moment, as only the Viper does. And then slowly but surely, you start to hear the crowd. They start to chant. Something we haven't seen for a little bit, something that was devastating a couple of years ago. That was devastating whenever it was initially introduced a couple of years ago. You hear the crowd slowly but surely start to build up that chant. Punt, 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 punt. And Randy's getting in position. He backs up into position. He's in the corner and he's coming out, and the security stop him! The security stop him! No! 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 This right here was every person's reaction. No! 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 No punt! No punt! How dare you? No punt? Oh my God, you talk about someone who almost had a conniptia. I was ready. I was fucking lean. I was mean. I was prepped and ready to go. I was ready to see KO get his shit punted. And then they stopped it! RKO to all of the security. Fuck all of you. Disrespectfully. On another note, though, this match slapped. Watch this show, please. This match is one of the main reasons you should watch this show. Not the only reason. This is one of the main reasons you should be watching Elimination Chamber 2025. You should be watching WWE right now. And this is a far cry for me. Because if you would have asked me like 6-7 years ago if you should watch WWE, if you should watch Raw, if you should watch SmackDown, I would tell you no. I do not watch Raw. And you should not either. It takes years off your life. This match, though, this show, brought it back. Bring it back, come on. Bring it back, come on. They brought that shit back. They kicked in the doors. WWE is on fire, and I am so here for it. From there, though, we get a trailer for Stephanie's Places. Another WWE show? Jesus Christ. They literally have an entire fucking catalog's worth of shows, not even really related to wrestling, like in-ring wrestling. Just, oh my God, I don't even know how many shows there are. It's a fucking whirlwind, I know that. But next up, it is main event time. It's main event time, and the men's chamber match is next, with the winner facing Cody Raheem Rhodes at WrestleMania this year. And Logan Paul comes out first. I think he has new music. I think. He also comes out with an American flag, and like I said, you know, the new Prime flavor is alright. Yeah. It's nothing too crazy. I don't mind it. It was okay. It was okay. I don't know that I would say that it's necessarily my favorite, because I mean, well, let's be real. I have tried a couple of the Prime flavors. They're okay. This one that I tried probably has been my favorite one. Because it was the hydration drink. I don't even know if you can try that in like an energy drink type of gimmick. But it was probably one of my favorite ones that I've tried, because the one that I really liked before, I think it was like the rainbow sherbet type doodad, but that was like an actual energy drink. But the new flavor is just a hydration drink that they've put out, and it was okay. I had it a couple of days ago before I went to the gym. It did what it was supposed to do, but Prime isn't really something that I have all of the time. I have to be in a very specific mood for it. It's okay, but it's not one of my favorite energy drinks. But if you want to talk about energy drinks, have I got an energy drink for you? Because this episode of the Wrestle Ramble podcast is powered by W Energy. W is a fast-growing energy formula that'll get you laser focused, and there's no worries about the jitters or crash because it's sugar-free. Now, whether you're a gamer, you're a content creator, or you're just looking for an energy boost because, some of us be running a little ragged sometimes, and hey, that's okay. Life tends to drain us a little bit. W has got you covered, though. Visit w.gg and use code WrestleRamble to save 10% off your order at checkout. A special thank you again to W Energy for partnering with us here at the Wrestle Ramble. Now, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and move right on into that main event, because we are almost done, and I greatly appreciate you if you have stuck by me to the end. We are almost there. We are wrapping it up. Just got a little bit more to get through. Just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Whew. All right. Now, one thing I will say with these entrances, I love these extra high definition cameras that they started using from the NFL a couple of years ago. Them shits are unnecessarily cool, man. Fantastic. So we're going through the entrances, and John Cena makes his way out. The last time is now, man. The last time is now. Punk and Drew have words as Drew McIntyre is making his way out. Drew hits the pod. He hits CM Punk's pod while he's making his entrance. Their match at Bad Blood kicked ass. Presented by Ass Blaster 3000 Firewalk Noodles. Just in case you didn't know. The way they cut Seth's music after the Burn It Down was mwah, chef's kiss. Seth goes for a curb stomp attempt early. Yes, I still call it the curb stomp. Seth smashes Drew's head into CM Punk's pie. He's like, yeah. Logan Paul has a marker, and he writes OVO and humble on his chamber pod. Thank you, Logan. They mention Cody's decision, which I definitely did not forget about at all. But, y'all didn't want to do that before this? Well, we know why they did it now, but at that time, I was like, y'all didn't want to do the decision thing before this? Next up, though, a slingshot into the exposed turnbuckle bar by Drew McIntyre onto Seth Rollins. Next up, we are joined by Damian Priest. Razor's Edge on Seth Rollins, and he tosses him outside into Drew McIntyre. It was pretty gnarly. Powerbomb on Seth Rollins, and then he gets tossed into Damian Priest. Oh my God, it is still so hard for me to not call Damian Priest Punishment Martinez. I first saw him in Ring of Honor years ago. He has always been Punishment Martinez to me. It is very hard to not call him Punishment Martinez. It's not been a good night for Seth Rollins so far. He has just been getting his lunch money taken. Fuck you, Logan chants. Gotta love those fuck you, Logan chants. Those are great. More of those. Next up, though, speaking of Logan, he's the next wrestler in the match. He comes in with a springboard crossbody on Drew for 2. All these outsiders, Wade Barrett. Speaking in reference to all of these quote-unquote outsiders like YouTubers and everyone else that's, I guess, trying to come into the Fed. He's probably referring to Logan and I Show Speed. I don't know who the hell that is. Other than he was at the Rumble, and I think he did one other thing prior to that, but yeah, I don't know who the hell that is. Priest goes old school Undertaker style, but Undertaker never hit a fucking Hurricane Rana. Priest hits a Hurricane Rana on Drew McIntyre, and that's fucking crazy seeing somebody that size doing a Hurricane Rana from the top rope. Next up, John Cena comes in, and he takes out everybody in the span of like 30 fucking seconds. 5 moves of doom on Seth Rollins. FU to Damian Priest. Slams down Logan. FU to Seth Rollins. You can't see me. 5 knuckle shuffle to Logan Paul. FU to Logan Paul. Claymore then to John Cena. For the next couple minutes is pretty much just like a fucking finisher spam. Claymore to Punishment. Claymore to I almost did it again. Punishment. No. Priest. Damn it. Who are you? Logan climbs on top of CM Punk's pod. Frog splash to Damian Priest. That was pretty cool to see. At least he didn't take a knee to the throat like Triple H did with Rob Van Dam back at the original Elimination Chamber. Punk is coming in next. He's the final participant in the match. And Logan was waiting for him, and Punk says, "Open the fucking door." And they immediately start throwing hands. Cena and Punk are now face to face. The rivalry here, man. Whew, you want to talk about history. Sheesh. Hang on. I took notes for this because it was going to be a little bit hard to watch this in VR and then record notes for it because it's not the same format that I did previously. And I guess you guys wouldn't even know because I don't have that audio anymore. So the last episode for the podcast, I actually tried a little bit of a different way. Here recently, I got a MetaQuest 3S VR headset, and so I watched Nitro in the headset, and then just spoke into the microphone. Just recorded what I was seeing, just recorded what was happening, and as I said at the top of the episode, that audio is gone. I can't get that back. So obviously I couldn't really do that with watching the chamber live. It would have been a little bit hard to type and also having the headset on my face. So I just did how I usually do and just record my notes in my server. So I just lost where I was for a second there. Cena and Punk, though, they're face to face. Man, that rivalry, that was good-ass rivalry for a good portion of my early teenage years. But Seth doesn't fucking care anything about that. He says, I don't give a shit about your rivalry, man. Get out of here. He literally just fucking boots his ass. Like, get out of here, weirdo. CENA doesn't take too kindly to it, and I should have made mention for this. Seth boots the fuck out of CM Punk, but CENA doesn't take too kindly to that. He was like, hey, none of that now. None of that. So they have words, and then they go back and forth. And Seth Rollins says, stay out of it. And they start throwing fisticuffs. Logan, though, takes them both out with a double clothesline. And Logan goes for the buckshot lariat, but CM Punk reverses and just bitch slaps him. On commentary, Wade wants to inform you that his wife, in fact, does all of the shopping, and he just gets beard. Thank you. Bad news, Barrett. Punk and Cena pinball Seth Rollins for a second, and then they hit the Hart Foundation's finishing move on him. Cena and Punk then hug, and then they throw fist. John hits the 5 moves on CM Punk. They exchange counters, and then Cena locks in the STFU. Punk, though, is able to reverse and counter into the Anaconda Vice. Punk goes up to the top rope, and he looks for a crossbody or something. Cena catches him and rolls through with him into the FU, but CM Punk kicks out at 2. Cena then goes up, but Seth thwarts him. Buckle bomb into the chamber from Seth Rollins, and then he throws John Cena into the pod wall, and Seth takes a minute, and he could eliminate John Cena. He could, but the rivalry and the hatred that he has for CM Punk just will not allow him to. And so instead of eliminating John Cena, Seth comes back into the ring, and Seth instead decides he wants to turn his attention to CM Punk, which man, he really must have a vendetta for Punk, because you could have won this, Seth. You could have won, and you done did fucked up, kid. You done did fucked up. Punk almost catches Seth with a roll up, but Seth he wasn't too happy about that. Okay, honestly, Seth hasn't been happy for a good while. I don't really think Seth has been happy since WrestleMania last year. Seth climbs the ropes and tried to superplex CM Punk, but he drops him. Seth tried to scale the ropes as he usually does, like hit the Falcon Arrow and then up and over. But CM Punk countered, and he dropped him face first onto the mat. Punk then hits the trademark elbow drop. Seth, though, able to rebound. Seth deadlifts Punk into buckle bomb position, hits a curb stomp. That's not enough. That only gets 2. Seth really has just had no kind of luck in this match. So, GTS to Seth, FU to Seth, GTS to John Cena, kick out, insert SpongeBob 1 second later sign, FU to CM Punk. It's a lot happening. Like I said, this is just finisher spams. FU to CM Punk, kick out. Seth Rollins then curb stomps CM Punk, and John Cena from there locks in the STFU on CM Punk. finisher spams. Literally just finisher spams. That was the last, 10 minutes of this match. But I'm happy with the result, though. I'm very happy with the result. I am even more happy with what happened afterwards. We're going to get into this. And I guess I can't really give the full context without spoiling the end of the match, but also the end of the show, because this was huge. This was just huge. Okay. So we're going to run through the last bit of this match and then the last bit of the show. So GTS to Seth Rollins. FU to Seth again. They're just pinballing him back and forth. Seth Rollins gets eliminated. GTS to John Cena. So the final two are CM Punk, John Cena. GTS to John Cena. Kick out. 1 second later. AA, or FU, whatever, to CM Punk. Kick out. Punk is draped across the bottom rope, facing the door for the chamber. Seth Rollins comes out of focus, out of camera shot, and nails a curb stomp on CM Punk. John Cena, realizing the opportunity, capitalizes on it, pulls CM Punk back into the ring, locks in the STFU, and CM Punk passes out. So now this, I guarantee you, this is going to lead to, and I am so here for it, this is going to lead to CM Punk versus Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. So CM Punk gets his WrestleMania match. He doesn't get his WrestleMania main event. That will probably come next year. At least I hope it comes next year. Seth versus Punk at WrestleMania. And now we have the main event set for the WWE Championship. Wakanda's leader, Cody Raheem Rhodes, versus John Cena. He has done it. He is in the main event. John Cena will be facing Cody for the WWE Championship. Next thing you know, while they're going through the replay, they lift up the chamber for this next segment. What is this next segment? Wrestling has more than one royal family. Or wrestling has more than one black champion. And so Cody Raheem Rhodes, our undisputed WWE champion and Wakanda's leader, makes his way out to the ring. This match is going to go crazy. The boys have a moment. They're in the ring. The WrestleMania sign is in the background. They're cooking with grease on this one, boys. They are cooking. They do be cooking. Okay? So if you smell, next up, if you smell what the hardcore champion with probably a Zoa, Travis Scott, is cooking. So we hear the start to the Rock song, if you smell, and then it transitions into fiend. And so I'm thoroughly confused. I have no idea what's happening. I see Travis Scott in heaven, apparently. Travis Scott comes out here with, I can't see because it looked like he was literally in the presence of God. It was so bright, the light was. Travis Scott with probably a Zoa is here. Cool. It then transitions into the Rock's music, which was an interesting transition. The Rock makes his way out to the ring, and not gonna lie, Travis Scott standing behind The Rock is a cold ass shot. Like, whew, that's a dope shot right there. Travis Scott is in fact down with the Samoans. So, what a shot, man. What a shot here in the ring. You got The Rock, John Cena, Travis Scott, and Cody Raheem Rhodes. It's like a Fortnite group in the ring or something. I don't know. So The Rock puts his hand on Cody's face like he wants to kiss him or something. And Cody, they have a promo. Obviously, they have a moment. Cody gets on the mic and he's like, Rock, I want it all. I want it all like the 2004 SmackDown theme song. And then Cody says, in a nutshell, obviously I'm glossing over a good portion of the promo, but I'm getting right to the meat and potatoes here, and just skipping right to the glorious goodness. Cody tells The Rock, go fuck yourself. No censor on this. And I'm like, yeah! Not the fact that he's not siding with The Rock. Just the fact that he was like, yeah, hey, go fuck yourself. And we didn't censor this. Like, I am all for no censorship in wrestling. It adds to the experience, in my opinion. And then on commentary, they're like, is Travis Scott burning some sage in the corner? Yeah, he was burning some sage, all right. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So John Cena, he's ecstatic that Cody is not going to be teaming with The Rock. He's not going to be The Rock's champion or whatever. They have a moment of embrace, and John Cena and Cody hug. And then you see it pans over to The Rock. And he does the, throat slit taunt. And then John Cena, motherfucking heel turn. Oh my God. I was shook. I am still shook. Cena and Cody, they're hugging. John pulls away, and then low blow. You could see whenever The Rock was doing the taunt, the face, the emotion changed in John Cena. Oh my God, we finally have heel John Cena. Oh my God. Bro, do you understand that we are getting a two-man power trip? The level of which Stone Cold Steve Austin and Triple H never reached. Never reached. Obviously, yes, that was a power trip for the time. That was a fantastic power trip. This power trip with John Cena, heel John Cena, and heel Rock, heel Hollywood Rock, and John Cena, who has spent a good portion of the last couple of years in Hollywood. The two-man power trip for this is about to go crazy, and I really need y'all to understand. This was masterfully done. I did not have a clue this was coming, and the fact that they kept it quiet, the fact that they kept it under wraps, the fact that they were able to pull a whammy, and absolutely stun everybody in the professional wrestling world. Oh my God. They cooked with this one. This is as shocking as when Hogan turned at Bash at the Beach. This is as shocking as when Undertaker's streak was ended by Brock Lesnar. Holy shit, a two-man power trip with John Cena and Hollywood Rock. John Cena then after the low blow, he then went on to beat the brakes off of Cody Raheem Rhodes. He took Cody's Rolex, Cody's nice ass gold watch. Cody be coming out dripped out, you know. I'm just saying. He took Cody's gold watch. He fucking literally just blasted him with a right in the head with his own watch. He grabbed the microphone, bounced it off of the head of Wakanda's leader. He took the undisputed WWE Championship and he nailed it across the head of Cody Rhodes, left Cody Rhodes bloodied, battered, a broken heap in the ring. Not only that, The Rock whipped Cody with a weight belt that had Cody's soul written on it. John Cena held him down while The Rock whipped him. Michael Cole on commentary says John is actually gonna stoop to this shit, and it added to the moment because when Michael Cole said shit, they didn't censor it. This was fantastic. I loved every single second of this. I loved this pay-per-view pretty much from top to bottom. This match, this segment, this PLE cooked. It cooking in the kitchen. That is the best way that I can describe this. And this heel alliance between John Cena, The Rock, and Travis Scott smoking blunts on WWE TV is going to go fucking crazy. And I am so here for it. The Rock wiped Cody Rhodes' blood on the weight belt, and oh my God, the fact that he did that again is with the callback from last year. They're cooking, man. I'm so here for everything that the WWE has done recently. They're having sellout shows. They're having just record-breaking attendance records. Like, it's crazy. The game that's coming out has been fire. The Rock has been doing big money moves outside. Just everything that is going on right now. Mwah. Chef's kiss. You better believe I'm going to be watching Monday Night Raw tomorrow night. And I'm going to be watching Friday Night SmackDown when it airs later this week because shit, man, I'm invested. Y'all pulled me back in. I got out of WWE for a good while in 2019. Didn't really watch it again until last year whenever The Rock really started to show up regularly on TV. They've been cooking ever since, man, and I'm ready. I'm ready for all of it, and I am so glad that I am actually able to watch WWE, and I'm glad that I'm watching it again in general, because sheesh. And the way they left the ending of the show with just the WWE Championship draped over the back of a bloodied Cody Raheem Rhodes. This was cinema right here, folks. Watch this PLE, man. Watch this, please. They have been putting out some heavy hitters, and I might have to talk about at least the PLEs, because, man, this was fire. I'ma still stick with my regularly scheduled stuff. As I said, I have Nitro, that'll be the next episode, and then I'll do Thunder. But man, I might review WrestleMania because that was dope. Absolutely dope. But that is going to do it for this episode of the Wrestle Ramble podcast. If you have made it to the end, I greatly appreciate you for stopping by. If you are listening on YouTube, make sure you leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment, as all of that does help get us in front of a bigger and broader audience, and it does help us continue to grow and go. We would love to boost those numbers here on YouTube and get everybody to join us here and watch some wrestling at Delta 131. If you are listening on Spotify or any other podcasting platforms, go ahead, leave a review, leave a follow, leave maybe, a 5-star review. If you're feeling nice, if you're feeling quite handsome, quite pretty there, all of your stinking cute faces, I would greatly appreciate you. But ladies and gents, that is going to wrap us up. That has been our first review of the WWE. That has been our first PLE. Oh man, this was great, and I cannot wait to get back in and do a little bit more. WrestleMania is going to be a big one this year, folks, and I cannot wait for it. But until that time comes, that is going to do it for us here at the Wrestle Ramble, and we will see you all when we come back at you with Nitro.